If you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, eat on a budget, this video has it all, twice over. But not only that, I'll be going over 2 secret recipes, so stick around to see what those ones are. Now, are you bulking? Doesn't matter, because this meaty homemade meat sauce will have you salivating and pushing 315 in the gym in no time. First, let's start by oiling up our pan with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Of course, don't forget to chop the veggies. It's going to be slightly chunkier, yet still fine. Next being 1 tomato, half a white onion, and 2 tablespoons of garlic. This will go in first, keep in mind, over anything else, and allow it to cook for a bit even before boiling your water. 5 minutes before you put in your pasta, put your burger into your veggie mix. I'll be using like 93.7 just because it's a leaner cut, but use whatever beef you want. Cook it and get your pasta noodles in. And let's see who I piss off in this clip. Boom. Jokes aside, as long as the turkey burger looks seared, talking full on cooked, add your al dente noodles along with an entire jar of plain Prego sauce. This is a good time to add in your cumin, pepper, salt, garlic, herb, and even a dash of cinnamon. Trust me, you'll get addicted. Once you mix everything together, you can split up into 4 servings. This is a meal truly fit for a beefy king. Unlike the next one, which is 300 calories, yet you can fill up with 1 serving. Get 4 bell peppers and slice them in half. You'll need to fry up another pound of turkey burger. This time, you can add an onion and around the same time. Make sure it doesn't crisp too fast, since the plan is to have everything get juicy in the oven, which reminds me, set that to 350. Keep in mind, you will need a serving of rice for this, just in case, so I suggest using leftovers. It makes everything easier, and into your beefy bowl here, add pepper and chili powder before taking it off the heat. In your little mixer, add the beef, 1 serving of marinara, that rice I was talking about, but also don't forget that your bell peppers have to be cored for this to work. They're like stuffed peppers after all. Lastly, once everything is distributed, add 2 servings of fat-free cheese on top evenly to all 8 of them, before topping with oregano and at max outing it in the oven for 15 minutes. It really shouldn't take longer. And boom, healthy pepper poppers. Popper savings? Don't question how I got to popper. That's because this next section is savings, where our items cost 90 cents per serving. It's a classic, you know it, pasta salad. A box of great value pasta specifically because it's the cheapest, keep in mind. And start boiling and doing it up. I prefer the noodles a little chewy. As for texture, keep in mind, perfect thing to do is to chop your vegetables during this time. I used half a tomato, half a cucumber, and a quarter of an onion. If you want to, use more, and actually it's not that much more expensive. So once pasta is drained, mix in a bowl with veggies, and add 2 tablespoons of Italian mix, preferably whatever is the cheapest, along with 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Mix it up and it's fit for 3 servings. It's not the highest in protein, but it's certainly tasty. Well, what about that? Wildcard rule? Bulking? Cutting? Saving? Not exactly. It's a literal wildcard rule. It changes every week, or so I've deemed. It has no constant. So this week's first wildcard rule is the apocalypse week. Basically means any of the items we have to use for the recipe either have to be canned or basically canned. Preserved, you can say. Not even like lunch meat would count. A little bit of an odd one, but we have these chickpea bowls, which, side note, the macros are crazy. 470 calories for 66 grams of protein is just out of this world. This is about the simplest recipe ever, as we're going to just open a can of chickpeas and drain them. Then we'll get 2 cans of canned chicken and toss it in a pan and fry it together, and making sure all these weird juices are out. And once searing, slowly add a cup of chicken stock to the mix, making sure it doesn't overfill at any point. While it's cooking, throw in a tiny bit of cinnamon, a tad of cumin, a sizable amount of lemon juice, and a helping of coriander, and boom, it's fit for 2 servings. Well, now I know what I'm eating during the apocalypse. But that was just the first 4 recipes. I'll be going over even better ones in the breakfast segment. I saved the best mystery one for last. So stick around to see what that one is. Are you bulking? Well, you're gonna be once you see these overnight oats. All you need to do is get a container and throw in 80 grams of oats, as well as half a serving of protein powder and 1 tablespoon of honey. These will act as our dries in a weird sort of way, before adding in a half a cup of whole milk. If you're bulking, let's admit, this is probably what you have in your fridge. 1 tablespoon of honey and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, and mix that all up together. Just as a little final ping, to really drive home the sweet amazingness of this meal, add on 1 serving of dark chocolate chips on top, and voila, bulking oats. This is like the simplest recipe in the video. But what's opposite of bulking? Cutting, and these cloud egg muffins are a perfect cutting recipe. 252 calories for 4 of them. Start with whisking together 8 eggs and a 1/4 cup of skim milk. Not skin milk, skim. I always hate that word. Preheat to 350 Fahrenheit. Get a tray out for 12 of them. Put in garlic powder, pepper, salt, and onion powder inside your mixing bowl, just enough to add some good flavor. Next, chop up 2 bell peppers for variety and get 1 green, 1 red, and 1 yellow. And 1 orange, preferably. 1 red and orange. Nah, we just gotta get that variety in. I'm kidding. It really doesn't matter as long as you just have 2. Pour the rest in the egg mix. Finally, top the entire thing with 2 servings of non-fat cheese, which can be melted less than normal because it doesn't have fat. Next, bake it for about 25 minutes. And look at that. These things are like literally so low calorie. But what if you're not bulking or cutting? What if you're just trying to get by? I have the solution. Literally, look at these amazing yogurt parfaits. Parfaits are delicious. It's just about $1 for one, and to be honest, 2 servings of this would have me stuffed. Preheat your oven to 350 just so we can bake our granola. Yeah, it's homemade. Usually the stuff at the stores are ultra expensive and isn't even good for you. Mix half a cup of oats, half a tablespoon of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and just a tad of cinnamon. And a bit of dried cranberries too, just because, you know, add that onto the tray. Mix it all up, put it on your baking sheet, put it in the oven for just about 20 minutes. Next, get an entire container of low-fat plain yogurt. This will make about 3 servings, so get 3 bowls. Evenly spread the yogurt. Next, on top, put about a third of your granola onto each, of course, and 1 ounce of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Spread it throughout all 3 of them. This is perfect since it's a pretty filling meal. It's great for budget. What if you aren't budgeting? We've been building it up for a hot minute now. The final recipe in this video, and probably my favorite thing I've ever shared on this channel, is this fantastic Egg Benedict casserole. Speaking of that, crack 12 eggs, except separate 3 of the yolks to a separate bowl. We'll be using that for the sauce in a bit. Toast 4 of them if you want. I slathered about half a tablespoon for all of them. Next, slice up 4 ounces of Canadian bacon. Put it in your glass tray that we'll be using for this recipe. Again, preheat to 350. I guess that's my lucky number. Going to be slicing up our English muffins and throwing them into our casserole bake. Add half a cup of milk, doesn't matter, and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Then add salt, pepper, and cumin. Once mixed, pour that into the casserole dish and let that sit for a moment before adding 8 tablespoons of cheddar cheese on top. Dang. Take the aforementioned 3 egg yolks, yoked, same bro, add just a splash of cream and a dab of butter in. Add a tablespoon of lemon juice along with salt as my script says, Dijon mustard, and a dash of cayenne. Blend it if you want, just something to mix it. It should be a good top on your casserole. All this talk about food makes me wonder, what's the healthiest holiday? Don't think too far into it that we connected those dots, but you'll understand if you click here. Of course, have a good day, my friend.